Hey everyone, welcome back to my segment of the weekly NFL predictions. This time we'll be doing the 2016-17 NFC and AFC championship matchups. Now, before I do that, just want to recap. I went 4-0 in the divisional round. I was right in every pick. Uh, like I said, I thought Seattle was a good team, but I felt they had been inconsistent all year. They'd win and look great in one game, and then the next they would just falter. uh, Came true. Matt Ryan just lit up that secondary, uh, and the Falcons look strong, and they will have home field advantage in the NFC matchup against the Green Bay Packers, who I said I just like. I just thought the Cowboys were too young. I mean, they showed some resilience. They didn't give up. They almost won the game. So kudos to them. But ultimately, in the end, the Packers just a little too much. Uh, Cowboys fell behind too much, and the Packers with that field goal, and they move on to the NFC Championship. Patriots was no brainer. They made it close. The Texans made it close there for a while, but it was because of turnovers. But that's a thing that you got to do. You got to create turnovers if you want to win games, especially against a team like the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Uh, yeah, they just squeaked by. No touchdowns, but they won by with 6 field goals. That's not going to cut it if they go against the Patriots. Now heading to making my predictions. Just talking a little bit, and then starting with the NFC matchup. You gotta, the Falcons at home. Anytime a team's at home, I like it. I guess maybe it's a cop out. I don't know. I just you gotta give them the edge when you talk about who has the edge. You always give them the edge in that matter of fact when you're talking down the line. The offensive side of the ball, I mean that's a toss up. I mean, but the thing is, though, both teams are without key receiver. Well, I don't know if the Falcons are without Julio Jones, but near the end there, he looked like he was, favoring his toe, and that's gotta create some worry for the Falcons if he'll be 100%. But if he can be effective, watch out, especially in one-on-one matchups. Julio Jones will burn you. Arguably the best receiver in the league, alongside Antonio Brown. But even with Jordy Nelson out, on the flip side of the Packers, it doesn't seem to matter. Like I was talking to my dad, who's a Packers fan as well. It just seems like Rodgers. It doesn't matter who his receivers are. He makes stars out of anyone. Next guy that lead, like when James Jones left or Greg Jennings, it's just next up, next up, next up, next guy that came out. It was like Randall Cobb and then Devontae Adams. Uh, Jordy Nelson, who I don't know if he'll be playing this week, but Jordy Nelson being out. I think, but the X factor I think is Ty Montgomery because he gives them a running game. That is what I get. I guess I'm going to give the slight nod to Green Bay because this is going to be a shootout, I believe. But I'm going to give, as long as Green Bay can keep their running game or can create a running game, move the ball efficiently, uh, it will be just like another, just the same rematch like earlier in the season when the Falcons won the last drive. But I see it going in the Packers' way this time. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I really do see this another be like a shootout and coming down to the last drive again. I'm going with the Packers now to my AFC matchup. To the AFC matchup, Patriots versus the Steelers. The Steelers, you got on offense, obviously Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown. Le'Veon Bell is getting better each week. That will be a key for them to establish the run, not only just to open up the game, but just to get him going and to penetrate that Patriots defense in the front line. I think that caused a lot of problems for opposing offenses. Excuse me, sorry. But if they can get that going and establish that, then you can get, especially with the way the Steelers' offensive line has been playing. I mean, they've been creating some plays and protecting Big Ben really well. So that is key for the Steelers. On the flip side of the thing, we got the Patriots. Now they never really have superstars, but again, it's like Tom Brady. You put them in the system, they fit well, and they mold, and that's just how the Patriots are with Bill Belichick as a coach. It's in Foxborough. Uh, it's it's Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. I still got to give the nod to the Patriots. Uh, They want to, but like I said, if the Steelers can create turnovers, which is one thing is they need to do is do that, and two is not settle for field goals. Those are going to be two key issues too: finishing scoring drives and being able to capitalize the possessions and convert them into touchdowns. That's going to be key too. I think it's going to be a lot to do. I think for the Steelers, they got a tough task at hand heading into Foxborough. So those are my picks. The Packers and the Patriots move on to meet each other in Super Bowl 51. Let me know what you think. Your thoughts and comments. Let me know just what you think. Uh, I am now 7-1 in the playoffs this year. So I hope I can keep this rolling. So with that said, as always, I'm Nam, and always use your noodle.